Astana Expo 2017 is a landmark event for Kazakhstan and is one of the most significant opportunities for the young republic to be seen on the global stage. Expo 2017 will bring over 100 countries together to find joint sustainable development solutions. The topic of the World's Fair, future energy, is urgent and critical for today's global community. We will interview the Expo National Commissioners and find out what the participants are preparing for this year's special Universal Exposition. Stay with us to learn more about the most fascinating and state-of-the-art smart and green technologies showcased this summer at Expo 2017. France is a global leader in innovation. The country is ranked second in Europe and sixth in the world in terms of the number of international patents. It is also the #1 country in Europe in terms of the number of business startups, according to the European statistics agency Eutelsat. Paris alone is home to more than 4,000 tech startups and has the largest tech incubator in the world. And this summer, the country showcases the technology it's most proud of in Kazakhstan's capital. Future energy made in France is the main theme of the French pavilion at the Astana Expo 2017.
The French pavilion is really meant to illustrate what we can offer in terms of technology innovations, in terms of creation, in the field of new energy for the future. And it ranges from new types of cars, new type of material like clever concrete. You will see some very intriguing elements on the side of the expo, up to technologies using sun, using electricity, using new technologies, really. So we want to have something for the 21st century, in the 21st century, for people of the 21st century.
The French pavilion is a symbol of innovation. It showcases the latest energy technology made in France. The pavilion focuses on 3 themes. The first one is renewable energy. The second one is smart city, representing sustainable urban solutions, focusing on how we can live in cities using less energy. The third theme draws attention to eco-friendly transport. It talks about how we can use transport means and still conserve energy.
L'écomobilité, comment se mouvoir, comment se déplacer en consommant moins d'énergie.
The theme of the French pavilion, future energy made in France. Total area, over 1,083 square meters. Located in SEEB 2.3 block. The focus, renewable energy, smart city solutions, eco-friendly transport. France has reserved one of the largest venues available for national pavilions for the participating countries to bring forward the technological excellence of its country and its companies. The pavilion will have a thematic zone that will focus on technologies in renewable energy, smart city solutions, and eco-friendly automobiles. The French pavilion is one of the largest pavilions at the Expo. It occupies an area of more than 1,000 square meters. Other than that, the pavilion's first floor has a special zone of an additional 700 square meters, which is used to host symposiums, conferences, and other different events together with French and Kazakhstani partners.
Ça, c'est pour la taille principale.
It will be an itinerary, so when you discover the French pavilion, you will see things which are unexpected and to your benefit. It at the same time pedagogic, curious, illustrative, and proper for your own meditation and your own thinking. We want to show our happiness to be in Astana because we are happy to be here. So all companies coming and those joining, because of course we want to attract more French companies and more French people. It's meant to be a place where people would love to see, love to discuss and meet Kazakhstanis, of course.
Pour continuer, donc au niveau de l'espace principal, donc on va accueillir un grand nombre de femmes.
Regarding the main exhibition at one of the pavilions, this will be a pavilion for our partners, French companies like Total, Veolia, Peugeot, Ithaca. Moreover, one of our partners is the Agency on Environmental Protection and Energy Resources, which will showcase its technologies. All of our partners will showcase the biggest innovations and best know-how made in France.
Le SICTOM, qui est un syndicat intercommunal qui arrive à transformer les déchets en chaleur.
The famous French tech and engineering companies have made sure that the pavilion visitors have a unique experience of interacting with the display technologies, that these experiences become memorable and can shift people's mindsets and attitudes towards energy conservation and smart use.
technology has to be touched. Once you see something, it's different if you can really see the real thing, not only on your smartphone, or on your TV set, or on your monitor. I think it's extremely important for the people to understand that when we have those big words like green economy, economy in transition, renewable energy, what does it mean? It means things extremely concrete, like a structure of concrete which changes, talks to you. And that's amazing to say. It's even more amazing to see and to experience. You will do that at the French Pavilion. I think technology is not something remote. It starts from deep thinking, deep research, and things very theoretical, but it goes down to things that you can really hold and touch and appreciate.
France has been one of the first countries to acknowledge the necessity to address climate change and promote green economy. There's a strong political will and public understanding in France in this regard. The French Alternative Energies and Atomic Energy Commission, the French Technological Research Organization, is one of the world's leaders in advancing science and technology in the green energy sector.
We believe in renewable energy, we're investing a lot, we're changing ourselves, and we say it's worth doing the same with you. We were very instrumental and very committed in making COP21 a success at the end of 2015. This was not just for diplomats agreeing among different countries, but really to commit the world and the companies in the world and the people in the world towards new trend and new economy.
The first Universal Climate Agreement, or COP21, was adopted by consensus by all 196 participating delegations on 12th of December 2015 in Paris. This is a long sought-after agreement, and France's contribution to its success has been tremendous. Never before has there been an issue that gathered so many world leaders together.
La France est au niveau international un des pays.
France is one of the first countries that has admitted that there is an absolute necessity of moving towards sustainable use of energy. This decision was not only political. The civil society has long understood that we as a country need to develop new energy technologies. And of course, there is a strong political will to develop future energy. As you all know, COP21 was signed in Paris in 2015. It takes a strong political will to have other countries sign and ratify the agreement.
Effectivement, grâce à la pression de nos autorités, à la ratification de cet accord de Paris au mois de décembre 2015. Donc c'est vrai que la France a une force d'impulsion.
The Paris Agreement on Climate confirms the target of keeping the rise in temperature below 2 degrees. Furthermore, energy must be considered as an inalienable human heritage and treated responsibly and rationally.
We believe in what technology can bring for well-being. We are not technology averse, quite the opposite. Like the Kazakhstani people, we are very curious. We have a long tradition of innovation. Concrete in a modern fashion was invented by a French at the end of the 18th century, and it has always been implemented since. In mastering nuclear energy, in mastering oil industry, up until now, in developing solar energy or wind energy, we are keen on doing this.
Since the 17th century, when the French Academy of Sciences was established, technology and science in France has come a long way. The development of groundbreaking inventions like radioactive energy, refrigerators, photography and parachutes, amongst others, have made French scientists famous all across the world. France lays claim to being a major exporter of nuclear technology, as well as the inventor of safe radioactive waste disposal methods.
C'est très difficile de répondre à cette question.
France has achieved a lot in innovation and science. The country has a long history of being a technology and innovation leader. Our pavilion will feature information about the famous French scientists.
Ce pavillon à travers l'agencement que l'on va faire entre les différents espaces de nos partenaires.
When you travel from one section to another, you have big names of French science and technology on the walls and explaining what they mean from VCAT to Pasteur to Marie Curie for radium and the nuclear energy. She was a founder, and she was twice, which is unique, Nobel Prize at the beginning of the 20th century. And so there will be illustration of historic figures, scientific figures, male and female, very dear to our hearts, and that we want to share again with the rest of the world.
The Astana Expo serves as a platform for academic and scientific exchange between the countries. The French ambassador Francis Etienne and Expo Commissioner Pascal Leroux are working together to make sure such exchanges are meaningful and fruitful. France has prepared a large program where the main emphasis is put on deepening cooperation between energy researchers and tech companies. France has prepared a very rich program. We hold events every other day. France will organize 45 events during the 93 days of the exhibition. Many experts and specialists will come from France. These will be chemists, physicists, and engineers. They will participate in conferences and symposiums with Kazakhstan's researchers.
Donc d'ici à une dizaine de jours.
We will have visits of very esteemed professors from Collège de France, whose task is to develop knowledge for everybody. It's a very special institution, born in 17th century for us, and still active, very active. So we will have big names.
France will have its National Day on June 21st. Concerts, exhibitions, and gatherings will be held to mark the day. France will in fact have two major celebrations, one on June 21st and the other on July 14th, celebrating the Bastille Day that commemorates the storming of the Bastille in 1789, a turning point in the French Revolution.
21st of June, which is for us since 1982 a celebration of spring, which is a day where we celebrate music. We want to share this with you and help mixing culture, happiness, being in Kazakhstan and especially in Astana, and a taste for technology. So 21st of June 2017 in Astana will be quite special. There will be many cultural events. I'm not going to tell you the details. You're going to learn more in the next coming days, but it's going to be quite a series of events.
Et la musique, vous l'aurez également le 21 juin, parce que la France a choisi.
The National Day of France on the 21st of June is also an international day of music. France has created this holiday over 35 years ago and has been adopted in many countries. So France will present an opportunity to other participating members of the Expo to take part in the celebration and enjoy the musical events that France has prepared.
Et on va le mettre ici à Astana, au cœur de l'exposition le 21 juin. Alors, ce que l'on va faire, on n'a pas...
We're focusing on presenting the rich musical heritage of France. So we bring artists and performers that are not necessarily famous here, but represent French music culture. These will be folk singers and ensembles from every region of the country. Our concerts will also feature chanson music. Interestingly enough, Kazakhstan singers and students of the National Art School will perform the French chanson.
Parce qu'on va faire chanter des jeunes étudiantes kazakhstanaises.
Aside from technologies, France will also showcase the grandeur and variety of its natural landscapes and cultural diversity of its regions. The French pavilion will feature videos and photos from every corner of the Republic.
It's a way to show our regions. When you look at the pavilion from outside, you will see pictures of the various regions. We have 16 regions, so you will have 16 pictures illustrating the very rich and diverse landscape of my country, exactly like yours.
The French ambassador believes that this will attract more of Kazakhstan's travelers and students to France.
We want as many people as we can. We have at the moment more than 600 students from Kazakhstan. We are targeting thousands, and we would be really happy to welcome even more. The more you give feeling like to discover the country, the bigger and the more dense the relation becomes. Sometimes one may imagine that relations between countries are only a story for diplomats. That's wrong. Diplomats are never happier when the people overwhelmingly visiting and exchanging between the countries. It's a story for the political elite, but it has to be a story for the people, for the companies, for all sections of the community exchanging. That's why one of the key elements is to have good links in terms of connections. And since the end of February 2015, we have the direct link between Astana and Paris. This is actually like a fantastic road, aerial road, allowing people to exchange and to develop.
The French diplomat is also confident that Astana will attract the attention of many of the French people looking into where to spend their summer.
If an exhibition, an international exhibition, worldwide known, like Astana Expo, can produce something, it's this. More Kazakhstani wanting to go to France, and more French discovering Astana, Kazakhstan, and Central Asia. So we have all the elements now, thanks to internet, thanks to the social networks, to say, hey, there's something happening between June and September, worth having a look. People are not necessarily looking at Kazakhstan from France, but now they have no reason to ignore what's happening. And our task and our hope is that, yes, they will have a look and say, yep, I want to go.
The French pavilion will be children-friendly, allowing family visits.
Je pense qu'ils vont trouver le pavillon intéressant parce qu'il y a beaucoup d'interactivité.
The French pavilion will be interesting to kids. The pavilion will be interactive and will engage them through different quizzes and games. Kids will be able to try and touch things.
En tout cas, peut-être moins les adultes, mais surtout les enfants. Et donc voilà, donc, il y aura quand même beaucoup de choses pour les enfants, oui, bien sûr.
It's definitely meant to be a place where children would find themselves at ease and enjoy. I'm thinking about several sections in the pavilion where the kids should say, wow. But again, you have to come and visit by yourself.
The World's Fair has shaped the history of many cities, including Paris. The famous Eiffel Tower was built as the entrance to the 1889 World's Fair. It was initially criticized by some of France's leading artists and intellectuals, but then became a global cultural icon and one of the most recognizable structures in the world. Now it is one of the world's most popular landmarks, visited by over 6 million people a year.
There aren't so many examples around the world where a new capital city, chosen in '97, so 20 years, happy birthday Astana, has developed so far with such an eminence in the quality of the building, in the size, and in attracting attention, business of course, and having some emblems, symbols. What is a city today for people? It's a monument. When you think about Paris, London, New York, in fact you have a building in mind. Now there's a new one. There's a new one which is probably going to become an emblem.
The French ambassador Francis Etienne has lived in Astana for almost 3 years. He has seen it evolve as it prepared to host the international fair. He is impressed by the impact that Expo has had on the architectural landscape of the city through the addition of new emblems and alternation with new monumental buildings.
A fantastic place to exchange. The shape of the site of the exhibition is an invitation to gather, to come together and to circulate.
The World's Fair has always been relevant throughout its long history since it was first held in Paris in 1844, as Francis Etienne believes. The French capital is bidding to host yet another World's Fair in 2025.
An exhibition like Astana Expo is definitely the kind of demonstration of happy technology we need. We need those moments and we need those results. It's true for Astana. We hope it will be true in Paris in 2025. We're already working on this, of course. Again, it is modern today as it was when those exhibitions started in the middle of the 19th century.